What happens if you see a blue light while boating on the lake and fearful that you might be arrested or taken in for a
So you've been
DUI
drinking.
charge
Yeah,
because you've been drinking?
Well, if it's at night, then it's likely that the officers can't tell from afar who might be operating the boat. I mean, if there's some discernible difference, somebody's wearing a different color shirt, that kind of thing. I mean, what you actually can do is just somebody put the boat in to neutral, and everybody get away from the steering wheel, and everybody take off their shirts, and then when the police get there, uh, you don't lie. You don't lie to the police, but you just don't have to answer. So they ask who was operating the boat. You can say, "Sorry, we're not answering any questions on the advice of our friend, the lawyer." And they really can't prove anything in that regard. If you have it's ideally if you have someone who is not impaired to then drive the boat in, then you'll be fine. But they'll be angry and they'll try to bluster and say they're going to arrest everybody, and you still, as long as you hold your place, they'll never be able to convict you of anything. So yeah, because it's people don't understand that you don't have any duty to incriminate yourself. You don't have a duty to answer any questions of the police other than identify yourself. North Carolina is an identification state, so you identify yourself. But other than that, you don't have any obligation. You don't want to lie, but you just simply politely and calmly say you've been counseled by a friend of yours who's a lawyer that I shouldn't answer any questions with the police without him around. And that's
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I like it. And so if there is someone who hasn't been drinking at all, it may be a wise idea to then have that person step up and drive the vehicle, the boat back.
Well, the wisest idea is to have that person driving
anyway.
Yes, that's a better way to handle it. But if you're in that position, in the daytime, they'll obviously be able to see who was driving. And then the things to remember in that situation is that you want to be the same with DWIs. You want to be calm because you're going to think clearly, but you do not have to do any tests, and you do not have to answer any questions. And it'll be incumbent upon them to be able to articulate, if they decide to charge you, why they think you're impaired. And that's hard to do on a boat because you're not, you're going to be bobbing and weaving with the boat, and so it's going to be difficult for them to do if you don't give them something to try to prosecute you. And then you do not have to blow on any sort of breath test on the boat. So at the jail, when they take you in, any of that, there's no penalty. So you do not need to blow.
Great to know. It's very helpful. Thank you very much, Alan.